A long flowing track with massive speed, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix plays host to the second round in Season 7. Tonight we're doing one of my favorite tracks, so I'm pretty excited. I know we're going to have, in Sector 1, maybe a little bit of an issue as far as turns 7, 8, and 9 go, and a couple other trouble spots, but we'll see what happens. These guys are absolutely flying tonight. It's definitely going to be a fun one, in my opinion. We're going to see a lot of penalties, so we're going to have to watch out for that. RC, what's up? How are you? He is one of our drivers. A lot of luck to him tonight. We have a couple of drivers already out, so let's take a look. We have Hokie Fan out, but before we get to qualifying, we have a little over 16 minutes left. Let's take a look at the track.
It's time to get underway as we join the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at a topographical map of the Jeddah Street circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today.
An absolutely stunning track with all the scenery around it. You see a couple of drivers, Hokie Fan, kind of skipping over that corner. So that's going to be a trouble spot for sure for some of these guys. Racer, how are you? I hope you're doing well. A lot of these guys are out on their outlap. Some are in the pits, but these guys are off and running. Let's take a look at Jacob X99. In practice, these guys were incredibly close. We had Mayer, fastest in practice, on the board with a 127.9, with Jacob a 128.3. along with Polish, so those two were 1/1000th off. It was very, very close in time, so I think that this race is going to be another close one. Look at how many drivers we have. 18 in the field. I'm excited for it. On board with Jacob, he is in Sector 1 at the moment, and we're coming up on one of the trouble spots. You got a left-hander right here that's going to go straight into a right. Some of these drivers in that spot that you just saw, they're going to go a little wide, and especially right there in that corner that he just went. We're going to see some penalties headed for that corner. We're going to have a little carousel, and after this is going to be another trouble spot in Sector 2. We have some long flowing corners, and then once you get into this next DRS zone, trouble could hit for some of these drivers as the curves are going to be pretty tight. While we're watching these guys take some qualifying laps, let's take a look at the driver standings for the F1 series. Ferrari Nut, he is in the lead currently with 25 points. We're going to have Mayor of Bag City with, looks like 18. Kerr in third with 15 points. Polish Hammer is going to be fourth with 12. JDM Hawk with 10 points. And then JDM Culture, his teammate, is going to be 9 points, with Leaf Justin in seventh with, looks like 8 points. And JC is going to be in eighth with 4 points. Jacob in ninth with 2. And Maverick is going to be in 10th with 1 point. We've already had one race on the board, and it was a fun one. Tonight is going to be Saudi Arabia. And next week, let's take a look at what that is going to be. That's going to be Azerbaijan. So a really, really fun schedule this season. I'm excited for it. Maddie, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. As far as the constructor standings go, we have AlphaTauri in first with 25 points. And then Red Bull in second. They're going to have, looks like 19 points. And Ferrari with 18. Mercedes going to be in fourth with Williams. We're going to have it be in fifth with 12 points. Aston Martin in sixth with 8 points. In 7th, we have McLaren, and then Alfa Romeo in 8th, Haas in 9th, and Alpine in 10th. So the battle is heating up for these top spots out here, but man, you can see a caution in a couple of sectors out there, but these guys are still off and running, and the sector that it is right now is right in that spot that I think is going to be a little tricky, and we're going to see some penalties for. Mike, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Culture, he's going to be on board, and with a 128.5, we have Polish Hammer. Take a look at this. He's got a 127.8 fastest on the board so far, with Jacob in 2nd as he heads down pit lane with a 128.4. JDM Culture in 3rd with a 128.5. Justin in 4th, 128.8. Bloomy going to be in the top 5 as far as speed goes with a 129.255, with Ferrari not too far behind him. JC is going to be 129.5, sitting P7. Sober David, he's got a lot of hopes and expectations on where he plans to be this season in each race. So I want to see if he's going to meet his goals. I'm excited for him. I think he can do it. He's sitting P8 currently with a 129.9. And J-Mac Attack in 9th with a 130.6. 10th is going to be Oh No, It's Shames with a 131.0, rounding out the top 10. Skyland, we're on board with him, and I'll tell you what, he says, if you see me not on the soft tires and not doing, what everyone else is doing for the fastest laps, it's because I need the lap. I need to get the practice in, so you're going to see me just getting the practice. You can see him starting over the start-finish line as we head into turn 1. I just love this section. It is very challenging, very technical, and it is really easy to hit some of these walls going around the corner, but we're going to be headed into the tricky spot. You're going to have a left and then an immediate right, and this is where it gets a little tricky coming up on this next part. You take it wide, you do it too many times, and you're going to have a penalty, so that is something we're going to have to watch out for. If you've raced this track, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about it? Maddie, yes, me too. Mike, you're doing a monster truck league tonight. That should be a lot of fun. 18 drivers out here, and we have Mason Brown. You guys have been a long member of SnB. He was in our Cup Series on Xbox for several seasons. So it's great to see him once again, and he's out here in F1. Maddie, you don't like this track. Oh, that makes me so sad. I absolutely love this place. Most people think I'm crazy, but it was so much fun doing a couple of races here. Granted, these guys have 25 laps. I did not do 25 laps. Mayer getting to P2 on the board, a 128.0. Just behind Polish Hammer, who is still sitting atop of the charts. Jacob, previous teammate to Mayer, he is out there running P3. Looking really, really good right now. He is racing for McLaren. Mayor of Bag City for Ferrari, and Polish Hammer doing a fantastic job so far this season. He does not have a lot of hopes for tonight, though. I'm shocked. He's out there racing for Williams. Doug, what's up? How are you? Maddie, I might be a little bit. Maverick, I think you're going to do great. Maverick is one of our racers out there. He is sitting 18th on his outlap currently, so we'll see what he gets on the board. Doug, I'm doing great. I hope you are too. A full field. Ferrari Nut gets the fastest, a 127.012. 0.8 faster than Polish Hammer. A caution in Sector 1. I'm telling you what, guys. That is going to be such a huge problem spot today. Beautiful track, but I'll tell you what, some of these drivers, it's just so tricky. You gotta nail this lap after lap, and it is so easy to run it wide. Definitely can see this being an issue. Jacob pulling over, letting a couple people go so he can get his lap in. Run it how he needs to. No one really behind him. He let Kerr on, I don't know if that's Kerr, but let a driver on by so they can get their lap in. How's F123? I think it's fun. I do. I wish spectator mode had a couple of more options. I would love a replay. I would love more camera angles, and I will say that until they give it to us. But drivers say that it drives better. It's a lot of fun. Around that final corner, we see a driver stopped on the bottom of the track there. It looks like that might be Kerr, I'm gonna say. Yeah, there we go. Waiting for cars to pass on by so he can get that fast lap. Get the tires warmed up, and he should be off and running right here. This track, you guys, is very, very narrow. You can see it right here as we're on board with Kerr. That is something that is going to be extremely difficult to pass. So qualifying well will be critical to allow for more of a defensive run. And if you don't qualify well, you're going to have to more than likely see beyond soft tires. You're going to have to push early when the field is tight to try to gain those positions. So this is a place where you really want to qualify well at. Polish Hammer improves his lap time, a 1:27.6. 04. Melon, what's up? How are you? Says, come on, David, pick up the slack. David's currently sitting 13th with a 1:29.9. The times are pretty close, guys. I gotta say, 18 drivers. Pretty close. Top 3 drivers all within a second. Kerr just on the outside, sitting P4. Last week we saw Ferrari not win. We'll see who gets it tonight. Ferrari won at Bahrain. Last season we saw Jacob win here, so I know he is a fan of this track, has a good history here, so we'll see how he does tonight. Currently sitting in the pits, getting those tires changed, possibly moving around the setup a little bit. But Ferrari Nut is holding steady in that pole position. On board with Bloomy. 1:28.3 for him, sitting P5. A very, very flowy track. Lots of corners. If you lose concentration on one, it's going to mess you up in a couple. Guaranteed. See him kind of pushing the boundaries right there, going a little under, a little over. And some of these curbs, they will grab your car. You can get kind of attached to it, and it will fling you out of bounds as it drags your car around. So it's imperative that you know your lines, you know your braking points, your throttle points, and you stick to those. See what, yeah, all of these guys are on softs except for Skyland, who warned me I need the practice. You will probably not see me on the soft tire compound, because I just need to get in the laps. JDM Culture sitting P7 currently in Sector 2, heading into Sector 3. Really fun parts right here, just left and right, back and forth. Kind of give you whiplash if you don't watch it. Dark, she is, it's gonna take her a while to heal, that's for sure. She's able to stand up without feeling like she's gonna pass out, so that is a good thing, but we'll be taking her back to the doctor, get her lungs checked out. She's got pneumonia, for those who don't know. I appreciate you asking, Dark. It has definitely wiped her out, that is for sure. Medium Culture P3, a 1:27.8. Mayor of Bag City, we're going to have 4 now, all within a second. He sits 1:28.0, Kerr 1:28.2, Bloomy Right behind him in P6, Jacob in 7th. Maverick up to P8 with a 128.6. Justin, a 128.7 as he is in pit lane. JCX, he is on his out lap. Trying to warm up those tires, trying to get the speed in those. I appreciate it, Doug. Pneumonia is no fun, I'll tell you. I will tell you, I feel for the girl. We'll get her better, though. That is for sure. Pokey fan sitting in pits. RC action on his out lap. 18 drivers, you know what I say. If you can make it past turn 1, lap 1, I think that these guys will be okay. We're going to see a lot of one-car incidents. You can going by right there, that is another spot around that final corner that you can definitely make contact with that wall, rip off your wing, and get damage to that car. So that's something that these drivers are going to have to watch. There's a couple of spots just like that. Maverick says I'm going to do something real quick. I don't know really what that means, but we'll see. He's got a plan. Your mom has had it a few times. It's just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh, contact with the wall for RC. I think we're going to see it several times. I know last season, Polish said I had 12 seconds in penalties. Said my hope for tonight is to stay under that. We're going to be filled with penalties tonight, guys. Just a minute now, and qualifying left to get those times in. Ferrari Nut with a 127.0, Polish 127.604 with Kerr moves up to the third spot, 127.639, and Culture a 127.8, and that's going to put 5 within a second, with Mayor of Bag City sitting P5, 128.0. This is the point of qualifying where these guys like to pull out all the stops and finally show their cards and put in that last lap. Make it the fastest one yet, so we'll see if anyone moves up positions as they get their final laps in. Mav screams, he did it. Let me know. It will not play unless I stream, so I could not test it. See, one of our drivers said he is just making it home. I don't know. Will it let him in the race? If that's the case, we will have 19 drivers. How about that? That's crazy. If you guys missed it last week, we were racing and we had a little Kevin LePage incident on track, and Mav let out a scream. You couldn't hear it? Aw, man. Yeah, the only way to test it is by going live. It would be very sad if you can't hear it at all. No, it doesn't. I will have to figure out why it doesn't work. Everything seemed to be running fine. But I guess. Oh. I'm sorry you had your headset on. Aka's just got in. That's going to make 19 drivers. That's crazy. I mean, Maverick, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Time remaining a minute 42, but so far Ferrari Nut will hold out the pole position, and 127.0 Mayor of Bag City moves up to P2. A 127.1 with Polish Hammer going to round out the podium with a 127.6. Times are looking incredibly close. 5 drivers within a second. Bloomy right on the outside. But most of these drivers have finished, and we're going to be going 25 laps at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It should be extremely interesting. I think fun as can be. We'll see what these drivers think. Right? Yes, jump scares. Ferrari Nut on pole for AlphaTauri. We'll see. So far they are leading in the points. In second, we have Mayor of Bag City for Ferrari. Polish Hammer leading for Williams Racing. And Kerr leading for Mercedes with Culture. He's in the lead in P5 for Red Bull. Bloomy for Alpine in 6. And Jacob for McLaren. In 8th, we have Maverick. 9th is Justin. 10 is JC. Hokies in 11th. RC Action in 12th. And Mason Brown, first time out here for the F1 Series. He's going to come home with a P13 for qualifying with J Mac Attack in 14th. For some reason, I can never, ever scroll down. It shows like it's going to... Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, Sober David in 15th. Shames in 16th. Sky in 17th. And Dion, he's going to be out there 18th. Mike, what's up? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Polish, good luck out there in the race. You'll be fine, I promise. Polish told me earlier tonight, he said, you know what? If I wreck out, if something happens to me, I'm coming in the booth. I said, you're not going to. You'll be fine. It'll be great. Right? It has to be. Saudi Arabia is such a wonderful track. You guys, it is great. I love this track. Mike, I'm so glad you're doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Much appreciated. Maddie, that's right. Polish, you absolutely have this. Players are getting ready. It should be 19. Ready to take to grid. Absolutely insane. Last week, we had a lot of technical difficulties. See what happens. I'm trying to boot this guy. It won't let me even be a mod for my own channel. Let's see here. There we go. I'm a little nervous that there's something wrong with his lobby. It's taking a little while, but hopefully technical difficulties will be fine. And there will be none, I'll say that. All right, we're going to take a visit to their chat. Hopefully you won't hear anything insane, but I want to find out if we're good. Here we go. All right, so you got a preview of what they're chatting about. It just took a while for us to load in. Let's get the spectator mode up. Get everything enabled. These guys going on their formation lap. Ferrari not going to lead the field after he won last race at Bahrain. Here we go. I'm telling you. We have some drivers every race that can't get in. This is the most stacked field that we've had. 19 drivers at Saudi Arabia. Very narrow track, very windy, flowy track. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully everyone can make it through turn 1, lap 1. Good luck to these drivers. You can see behind these guys, Mayor of Bag City. He's already ready. He's right on the heels of Ferrari Nut as if they're racing. Saying, let me go. I'm ready to get out of here. On board with him, you can see him kind of winding up those tires right before the lights go out as they set to grid. Take a look at the scenery though. How about that? Just, it is absolutely stunning. Some of the views that they have when you go on different camera angles, incredible. Coming around the final corner, down the front stretch, and we will get ready to grid. Robert Nutt over here trying to give me whiplash. Pit entry to the left. I saw a couple of guys flying into pit lane. Completely ping-ponging off the wall, so hopefully you don't see that as we go. See these drivers lining up, getting ready. 25 laps here tonight. A beautiful track, but can be intimidating. Not a lot of room to pass, so these drivers who are not out front, they will have to be on it, have to make up some positions if they want to see anywhere up front. Lights getting ready to go on for these drivers. Prepared for round 2 in Season 7. Lights are on. And we are off for Saudi Arabia. Round 2 here tonight. Look at this. 4 wide as they head into the first corner. A couple of drivers. Some issues back here. You can see them going off track, out of bounds. Still 3 wide as we head into the second corner. Absolutely incredible. We're on board with Maverick. You can see him trying to get his bearings as these drivers are trying to make their way through. Caution already. 5-second penalty, severe collision with, oh no, it's shames. I'm telling ya, it's brutal out here. Mac attack going on through. Trying to find the driver that is way back here. Not even showing these guys. Yeah, you know, turn 1, lap 1. It is going to be scary. We saw a preview of that right here. Safety car is out. That's what we're going to have to watch. So these drivers are going to be a little bit more patient as we go back to green. Maddie, don't you wish you were out here? Airbag City coming around. Safety car is still out as these drivers try to get lined up and stay where they are. Polish Hammer, it all shakes out with Ferrari Nutt still leading. Mayor of Bag City in second. Kerr's going to be third. Polish Hammer in fourth. JDM Culture in fifth. Jacob in sixth. JC in seventh. Bloomy in eighth. RC Action in ninth. And Hokey Fan and Maverick kind of playing musical cars here, but Hokey sitting P10. Mason Brown, 5-second penalty, speeding in pit lane. Did not have a lot of practice out here tonight. Came in a little late. A lot of cars on pit lane trying to fix that damage. New wings for a lot of these drivers. Mason Brown right here. Maverick, Justin, David, J-Mac, Skyhawk, all coming in to repair that damage. Absolutely incredible. A lot of differing strategies. Our top 3 drivers on the soft tires, they can afford to do that. They do have the positions that they need to make that run. They would be going from soft to medium, and the other drivers who are medium would head on to the hard for the second half. Yeah, it's crazy. Pete, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you are having fun out there spotting. Safety car is still out for these drivers. Lap 2 of 25. A crazy start. A couple of drivers already in turn 1 that went off track. Huge collision between 2 of them. Penalties involved for Hokey. Oh no, it's Shames and Mason Brown. Some for speeding. Some for collision. All 5 seconds. Look at that scenery. I'm in love with this track, I'm telling you. Most think I'm crazy for it, but scenery, the flowing curves of this track, if you can nail it, it is just very, very satisfying. So much fun to do, but it definitely will punish you if you get something wrong. Right behind that safety car, they are lined up, ready to go back racing. Anxious to get it started once again, lap 3 of 25. And I know these safety cars can be a thing. You have to stay in the exact distance. Otherwise, you will receive a penalty. We might see a couple. We have Mason Brown going back into pit. Not sure what kind of issue he is having out there, but you can see they are, in fact, working on his car. Out he goes. We'll start in the rear of the field as these drivers line up. The scenery is pretty, but driving it is a no. Around the corner they go. 19 drivers still in this after mayhem on lap 1, turn 1, and that is going to be the theme. It always has been. You can make it past that, you will more than likely be okay. As far as the whole field goes. I think we are going to rack up the penalties tonight, though. As you heard me mention earlier, Polish Hammer, 12 seconds, and I know there was drivers with more than that last season. Mason, his penalty, I do believe he was one with penalty because he sped into pit lane. He has gotten rid of that penalty in pit lane, so he is free for that. Great strategy for him. He will start in the rear of the field with Hokey Fan and Shames. Still had that 5 second. Still quite a bit of racing left to be done as we are under fast pace speeds behind the safety car. Coming around, hopefully this will be the final part and we will go back to green. Yeah. Here they go, getting ready to line up. Ferrari Nut will lead us back to green as we head to lap 4 of 25. Off we go once again. Try number 2. You can see the tire marks from the drivers checking up all the way through here. A quick S, and Mayor of Bag City already passes. He's going to take over that lead spot. Polish Hammer, he's going to fall. These guys side by side, back and forth. Polish goes back to 3rd, Kerr in 4th. A long, long train for these guys. Times were incredibly close for the top 5 drivers. Huge cut for Kerr. A couple of more of those and you will see a penalty. Caution for Sector 1. We are still green as these drivers still make their way on through. Down in 11th with Justin. Extremely tight racing. You can see Hawk making his way through, sitting P13 right behind Shames. Charger is not out here. He raced with us last season. Decided that he wanted to be a viewer for this season. Ferrari not out in the lead. Mayor of Bag City side by side. You can see it there. A huge power move going on the outside into the corner. He's going to take the lead. Mayor of Bag City as we head down the front straight. Side by side once again is going to be very, very close as we head into the first corner. Mayor of Bag City with the fastest lap. He's got a nose out, but takes it wide. That's going to allow Ferrari Nut to take that lead. Will he be able to keep it? He will so far, but Mayor of Bag City not too far behind. Polish Hammer is going to absolutely try to take that P2 spot. Completely cuts that corner and has to give up some time and spots. He falls to P5 as Kerr goes up to 3rd. Culture gonna be in 4th. Jacob is gonna be in 5th. And Polish falls to 6th. A lot of moves going on out here, Racer. Incredible. An extremely difficult track to pass at. You see wings flying all over the place. A virtual safety car out once again. Ferrari Nut falls a spot. Mayor of Bag City in 1st. Safety car out. Virtual safety car. See if we can find out who that is. It looks like it's going to be JDM Hawk. Trying to make his way around the turn. Nice little carousel here. Catch up to the field and we should be going green once again. Track is very difficult, very technical. You have to be on it lap after lap. And imagine doing this 25 laps. Ferrari Nut on the pit lane. Kind of curious if that was him. Yeah. Gonna have to get that wing replaced. RC action going up as Ferrari Nut continuously falling through the field as he goes on to pit box. Get that damage repaired. Shames 5-second penalty. Speeding in pit lane. We're going to see a lot of that also. Another driver who was able to serve the penalty. Oki fan still has his one stop for a lot of drivers. Mason Brown and Hawk both have 2 stops. Justin drive-through penalty, speeding under virtual safety car. You know, it is adding up quickly, you guys. Absolutely incredible, but we are obviously back racing. 3 drivers with a penalty. Mayor of Bag City, he is in 1st. Kerr is going to be in 2nd. Culture in 3rd. Let's go on board. You can see Jacob right behind him. Battle brewing between Jacob and Polish. Trying to take a peek outside, seeing if he can make the pass. He's going to go side by side. Polish hammer. He's got the nose out. Will he have enough momentum? Jacob says, you know what? Take it. I'll probably see you later. We're going to have another battle. JC is Jacob's teammate. They're going to be 5th and 6th, respectively. Jacob moves past Polish hammer. Little bit of contact there. No harm, no foul. They are still off and moving. Lap 7 of 25. But, man, extremely close for these guys. Another issue corner right there. So close to the wall. There is no room for error. Making his way into the corner. Nose to tail all the way through for these drivers. You can see Polish just sticking his nose out there trying to see where he can go, but this is another trouble spot for these drivers. We're going to see possibly some contact, some out of bounds. Another penalty for Mason Brown, 3-second time penalty. Nose to tail once again. Man, this battle has not stopped at all. Jacob P4, Polish in 5th. Teammate right behind him, JC, sitting P6. Let's go on board, see if we can see the battle as he watches his teammate go along with Polish for P4. Loomy. You can see him right behind. He's going to sneak in underneath, make a pass. Going past JC, that is going to be for P6. Up he moves. JC moves back a spot. So many tight battles throughout the field. Sober David, let's take a look at this. Ferrari Nut, he's back P13, fastest lap. So this man is on a mission trying to make his way through traffic. It's going to be very difficult. It's not a very wide track. Not a lot of good spots to make a pass. The front stretch and kind of the flowy turn of the, I'll call it back stretch in Sector 2 would be your best spots to make that happen. see these guys really putting the pressure on these curves, testing the boundaries. Ferrari makes his way past Sky, hugging that curve right there. Just absolutely beautiful line. Sky gonna be 13th. Ferrari Nut goes to 12th. Leaf Justin makes a pass through Dion in 15th. Mayor of Bag City, our leader, putting a nice gap between him and Culture, who is up in second. 2.2 interval between these drivers. And then a nice train starting with Kerr. He's got Polish Hammer right behind him. Jacob, Bloomy, JC, all nose to tail once again. Skyland passes Sober David. Mason Brown, I'm not sure what happened with him. Caution Sector 1, and I think, oh, J-Mac has retired. I'm thinking he's got a DNF. I'm thinking something happened with him, obviously. Safety car is out, lap 8 of 25. You guys, this race is crazy. Let's see if we can't get a hold of J-Mac, see what happened. Jordan. You got a copy? Okay, what happened? No, you can't. Yeah, that's crazy. Really unfortunate to see tonight. Let me know if you guys can hear him, because I'm not getting any desktop audio from it, so. I will relay the information. Really sorry to hear that. Man, tough track out here. I can hear you. I just don't think anyone else. Yeah, they cannot hear you. I don't know what's happening. Indeed. All right. Well, thank you for coming out. I hate to hear it for tonight, but all right. Jordan with some unfortunate luck out there. You hate to see it. I'm not sure why it is not capturing Discord, but yeah. J-Mac has left the session. Safety car still out. I don't know. You know what's funny is we use Discord on Monday night perfectly fine, but no one can hear tonight. Let's see. Maybe I can fix it. We're gonna take a look at these. Yeah, it shows everything is fine. I don't know what the issue is, but, you know, gotta love technology, but it always makes things very interesting by not working. Safety car still out, lap 10 of 25. Let's go on to Maverick, who is the leader of this race, even with a penalty. 3-second time penalty. 3 drivers with 5 seconds. 2 with 3. I'm going to try to play around with this. We'll try to get it figured out, but man, oh man. It worked perfectly fine last week, and now it's we're gonna do a test and go into the Discord and see if you can't hear it. Yeah, I don't think you guys heard that either. I don't get it. That's crazy. Okay, safety car is still out. This has been a very interesting race, you guys. Lap 10 of 25. Safety cars all over the place. We have drivers going into pit lane. Maverick with a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pits. And I do believe that's who I watched earlier on. And he had a little incident with the walls, ping-ponging off of them. I don't know. Things work 1 minute and then the next they don't. You got me. It's always interesting. Still under safety car, Mayor of Bag City is your leader currently. J-Mac is out of the race. Really unfortunate to see. Culture is going to be in second. Kerr in third. Polish in fourth. Jacob in fifth. Bloomy sixth. JC in seventh. RC Action in eighth for Williams. Ferrari Nut in ninth. We saw him on the pole and kind of fell back. Got some damage to that wing. Had to go and repair it. Dion in 10th. How about that? Made up a lot of positions. Hawk in 11th. Sober David in 12th. Shames in 13th. Justin gonna be in 14th. Mason Brown in 15th. Maverick, Pokey Fan, and Skylin will be 18th. All drivers are on the medium tire compound or hards. The only one who is not is going to be Mason Brown. Everyone has made a pit stop except Dion for Dub, so he is hanging out there. Going for the long haul. I think that we'll see him go in, but man, I gotta question that move. How is that gonna be in the long run? Unless he is counting that we will get another safety car. 8 seconds and penalty for Maverick. You hate to see it. It's been a hard race for these drivers. Like I said, they either love this race or they hate it. I don't think there's any in between. Safety car still underway. Kind of shocked with how long this one is. This is probably going to be the last one. Last lap before we go back green. Heading to lap 13. Let's go on Mayor. On board with Mayor. See a little bit about the track. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the nightlife out here. It is a hard race. Kind of crazy. I'm looking, guys. I don't know why it's not working, but yeah. Disconnect from that, see if we can't restart it and get it up again. Completely dead. That's so weird. All right, here we come. Down the best part to make a pass as we head. We just passed that spot. Gonna come around the last part of the track. Safety car in this lap. Off he goes, and Mayor of Bag City will lead us back to green. Culture gonna be in second. Let's see what kind of start these guys get. We go down the front stretch. Drivers getting ready to line up. Going back to green for lap 13 of 25 at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. You see the tire marks? Here we go already. Too wide in the first corner. Settle it out and go single file. But man, oh man, really pushing those boundaries so close to the wall. Absolutely incredible with how close they are able to run and not make contact with the wall. On board with Polish Hammer for Williams Racing. Jacob directly behind. You can see out in front of him is going to be Kerr. He's sitting P4 and a caution sector 1. Let's see if we can find out who's involved. And I do believe it's going to be Dion as he falls back several spots, but they are still off and moving. If we can get this to go clean, we will see some separation for these drivers, but Dion fell to 17th. He was P10 earlier on. He is on the oldest tires out there. Next oldest tires is going to be Shane's, and that's 7-lap-old tires, so Dion has quite a few on there. Mayer, our leader, coming around the turn into lap 14 of 25. Ferrari Nut has made his way up to P7 after losing a wing earlier on. A battle between Culture and Polish Hammer. These guys have had some issues in the past. We'll see how they fare. Polish Hammer, contact with the wall, I do believe. Could have been Culture. Very, very tight between these drivers. See Jacob right behind these guys. Man, oh man! Probably not making his way through. Super wide, but he makes it through. He is going to be P5, and he is on the run. We have a caution, Sector 1. I'm telling you, Sector 1 is the issue. It looks like it's going to be Hokie Fan, and he gets a DNF. That's 2 drivers so far here tonight getting a DNF, and it Sector 1 this time around. Been running safety car is enabled here. 3-second time penalty for Dion. This is brutal, you guys. Dion sitting P17, and he is quite a bit behind, so I know he's got to be involved in it somehow. Jacob, he gets a drive-through penalty speeding under the safety car. Penalties are really starting to add up here. Drive-through for Jacob, Sober David 5 seconds, Maverick 8 seconds, 5 for Shames, 3 for Mason, 3 for Dion. A lot of these drivers coming into pit. We have Polish, we have Jacob, David, Culture, Maverick, all coming in. Strategy out the window with the amount of safety cars that we've had tonight. Did I mention I am happy to not be out there tonight? It's tough. It is tough. A couple said, you know what? Why don't you come out here since you love it so much? I'm like, I would. I would be dead last, but I would be happy as a clam. I really would. Probably in a wall at some point, but I think it's fun. Long race here tonight as the safety car is becoming a theme throughout this race. Lap 15 of 25, still a lot of racing left to be done. Mayer still leading the field. Kerr is in second under safety car. Ferrari Nut has made his way up to P3 with several cars pitting. JC in fourth, Bloomy in fifth. Hawk is going to be sixth, Justin in seventh, Sky in eighth. Oh no, it's Shames in 9th, and we have the Williams car in 10th and 11th. Jacob in 12th, Culture in 13th, Sober David 14th. Teammates once again 15th and 16th. Mason filling in for Rogue, who could not be here tonight. And then Dion in 17th. If you've raced this track before, let me know your thoughts. What is the most difficult part for you? And do you like the track? On to lap 16 of 25. Man, oh man. I'm wondering how the strategies have changed here for these drivers. A lot of people say that, Maddie. It's a fair assessment, I'll tell you. Here they go through the part that is very, very difficult. I've shown it several times, but you got this right-hander right here, and it can flop you out very, very wide, and if you hit that curb, it does. It kind of grips onto your car on the right side, and yeah, that is out of bounds for these guys. Cannot do that, so you will add up the penalties if you continuously do so. (16 of 25). I'm sure there's some frustration for these drivers as planned strategies are not working out. We've had some incidents and a lot of pitting going on, fixing damaged wings and whatnot, changing those tires. Speaking of tires, let's take a look. Our top 4 drivers on the mediums. Bloomy's going to be on the hards, Hawk on the mediums, and then several more hards. Few drivers on the softs. They're planning to get those fast lap times in. Trying to make their way through the field. Position changes. JC up 16 spots. Hawk up a whopping 13 spots. Sky going to be up 9 spots. Shames up 7. Meanwhile, Polish has moved down 7 spots. Maverick down 9. Culture down 8. So a lot of movement through the field. Mayer has gained a spot to sit out front. Her up 2 spots. Ferrari, who started on pole, is down to P3 at the moment. Caution for Sector 1 as these guys go through, but back to green once again, lap 17 of 25. Can we get a green flag run stop here? Caution came out briefly and out once again. Man, these guys are just struggling through this sector. Completely brutal, but we are still moving. Long train here. Sober David getting the pressure put on by Culture, who is on his outside. Still falling. Here we go. Culture goes out to the front. David in 16th. 5 drivers with penalties, and we have movement for 8th. Jacob in 8th. Polish in 9th. And Sky is going to be P10th. Polish so far doing what he came out to do. Keeping under 12 seconds, and in fact, penalty-free so far. I don't want to jinx them, but a battle between these 2 drivers, that is Polish and Leaf Justin. Polish going to be out in 7th, Justin in 8th, and we're going to have Jacob, who goes into pit along with JDM Hawk. Sky, he goes into pit, so differing strategies out here. Very interesting moves for these drivers. Mayor of Bag City, he's still out in the lead, but not too far behind. Let's take a look. He has got Ferrari Nut, who has made his way back through the field. P2 currently. See Kerr back there sitting in third. A pack of 4 cars is going to end with JC and Bloomy will lead this second pack, but they are quite a bit spread out. Bloomy and then Polish Hammer behind him, about a little over 2 seconds, about 2.5. Justin almost 2 seconds behind, but these guys are off and moving, so hopefully, knock on wood, we can get some racing in. See how these guys fare, where they come out. Probably not definitely closing that gap. It is getting very, very tight between these drivers. Taking a peek on the outside. Putting that pressure on. Almost some contact with him. Down the front stretch. This is going to be one of the best spots to make that move, but you gotta do it before turn 1. DRS is enabled, so now's the time to use it. Left and right-hander, a very tricky spot. It is flowing, but man, you have to be on it. Her not too far behind Ferrari Nut. Beautiful as they go around these corners, just so incredibly close to the wall. I just absolutely love the lines that you can take through this. Have to be able to take it as straight as possible. The less movement on your wheel, the better. Faster you can be. Mayor of Bag City still holding out that lead. Ferrari Nut 0.5 behind, but it is holding out steady for these drivers within about 0.3. Her about with the same distance between. Same with JC. Ferrari Nut making his way up. 0.3 behind, so it is getting very, very close. It is heating up. This is the battle for the lead. He's going to go to the outside. Heading into the final corner before we hit the front stretch. He's going to take the outside. Will he be able to get it done? He's going to have to slide back in behind. Here he goes on the outside. He makes the pass. Ferrari Nut will take the lead over Mayor of Bag City. Great move as we head into turn 1. Now, the question is, will Mayor be able to answer back? These guys really getting so close to that wall. Over that curb, trying to make something happen, gain all the momentum and time that they can. On board with Mayor of Bag City, half a second behind. Ferrari Nut looks like he kind of pushed those boundaries. Still 4 drivers within a chance to get to the lead. This is going to be a massive run to the home stretch for Ferrari Nut. Lap 20 of 25 if he can hold on to it. Back-to-back wins for him. He's got a great pace. That Mayor of Bag City, he knows he does not want to let him run. Gets a little chaotic, goes cutting the track right there. No penalty. The top 6 drivers with no penalty whatsoever. Maverick is going to be the first P7 with a penalty, but man, oh man. A lot of these drivers have served it, so only 3 sitting on the board with 1. Can we make something happen, Culture? He is 1 second behind. That is going to be Maverick. Closest battle is going to be Polish Hammer. Side by side, he makes his way past Bloomy, and this is going to be for P5. Squeezing each other as they go through that exit. Great battle as we head into the next couple of corners here. Mayor of Bag City, 0.5, still holding in there. Her not too far behind. JC fallen off a little bit. Bloomy with a 3-second time penalty. And he was just in that battle with Polish Hammer. But man, what a great run for Bloomy tonight. Unfortunately, he does have a penalty here, but we do have a caution. Sector 1 still off and running. Let's take a look at the penalties. 3 for Bloomy, 3 for Maverick. And a change for the lead here. Mayor of Bag City goes back to the lead. Take a look at that scenery. Absolutely stunning. A beautiful shot as these cars go around the corner into the front stretch, heading to lap 22 of 25. Such a whirlwind of a race. 2 drivers with the DNF, and we have another battle for the lead. Ferrari Nut has a nose out, gonna take the outside. Very tight for this battle. What a run! Mayor of Bag City with a nose out. Ferrari Nut, you know he's gonna try again. He is not going to stay put in second. Her 1.5 seconds back. Keeping an eye on what's up ahead, hoping that they make a mistake and he can capitalize on it. JC 1 second behind him. It is not over yet, but Maverick gets another penalty. Dion, a 5-second penalty as he enters pit lane. Let's go through Culture, 0.4 behind Maverick. Making his way up, trying to make a pass, which would be for P7 if he can make it happen. Maverick has to defend that spot. He wants those points. Rookie of the season. Gain some respect, getting all those points he can. Racing with respect out on track. He's doing a phenomenal job out here so far in the season. Vulture making his way up to his bumper. Mason Brown with another 3-second time penalty. Here we go, Culture making his way by. He's gonna go by. It looked like Maverick had a little bit of lag there. It looks like a battle brewing for the lead. Here we go, side by side. Mayor of Bag City still in the lead. Ferrari Nut directly behind. Doesn't make it happen just yet, but lap 23 of 25. This race is quickly coming to an end. On his way through, heading around the carousel. Great entry by Ferrari Nut. You have to try to be flat to the floor as much as you can through these corners. Mayer really pushing it towards the wall. Getting all the speed and momentum that he can. You know he's checking his rear view. Seeing where Ferrari Nut is, and off he goes, catching him. Unable to make it happen, knows that he's got a couple more tries to get it done. They go Sector 3, Skyline with a 3-second time penalty. Ferrari Nut goes to the lead. Mayor of Bag City in P2. Battle for the lead repeatedly by these 2 drivers. Kerr sitting podium so far, lap 24 of 25. Ferrari Nut goes down. Mayor of Bag City back to the lead. What an end of a race. The last 2 laps gonna be absolutely insane. These drivers back and forth. Ferrari Nut goes back to the lead. Mayor of Bag City in second. Musical cars for these drivers. See if Mayor does another overtake. Mayor looking for a win. First win of the season. Oh, a huge cut by Mayor. That is not going to help him in the long run. 0.5 behind. No penalty for him just yet. Bloomy's going to be for the first driver with a penalty sitting P5. Maverick is doing awesome, sitting P8 right now, but he's got 6 seconds in penalties. Not going to harm him yet if he can hold on to a 7-second lead over Leaf Justin. Ferrari not in that lead still. This would be back-to-back wins. We've spoken about it. Can he get it done? Heading 25 of 25. Here we go. The final lap. Mayor of Bag City takes over the lead once again on the final lap. He is going to have to do some massive defending. He's going to have to put down the best lap of his life to hold off Ferrari Nut. Can he get it done? The pressure is on. The final lap is here. Ferrari Nut not too far behind. One small mistake, and we've seen a couple by Mayer. Ferrari Nut taking that turn a little wide. Getting ready to head into Sector 2. 0.2 off Ferrari Nut. It is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading into we're well into Sector 2. Coming down the flowy backstretch of this track here at Saudi Arabia. The final lap. Mayor of Bag City looking for his first win. Champion of Season 6. Can he get it done for Ferrari? Final lap, you said it, Jacob. Caution, Sector 2. Ferrari Nut all over the heels, putting the pressure on. Here we come around the final corner. Mayor of Bag City will get it done. Here we go, the winner here at Saudi Arabia. Huge congratulations. A caution in Sector 3. But man, you guys, how about that battle? A dominant performance by these top two drivers. Great run. I'm gonna go in this chat and see. All right, Mayor. Congratulations on the win. Discord is not cooperating. I can't get your guys' audio. So if you guys can head, the top three drivers, if you can head to Xbox Party, I will send you an invite. Or just send me a message and I will send you an invite. Thank you so much. We'll make it happen. All right, so some of these drivers, we will get Mayor of Bag City, Ferrari Nut. Let's see if we can find them real quick. Mayor of Bag City, Ferrari Nut, and Kerr. Let's get these drivers. Absolutely incredible fight out there. I love this track, and I gotta say that was a fantastic race. We'll get these guys in the party, hopefully pretty quickly. You can see these guys celebrating a huge battle between Mayer and Ferrari Nut. We're trying to get Mayer, and we need Kerr in. All right, here we go. We'll get him as these guys celebrate. Fastest lap put down by Ferrari Nut. But man, oh man, Mayer, first win of the season. You are the champion of Season 6. What a battle between you and Mayer, between you and Ferrari Nut. How was the race and how was that battle?
I thought that was a ton of fun. Like, he's awesome. We both gave each other plenty of space. I made one mistake on a entry to break him. Unfortunately, wasn't there. Outside of that, like, excuse me, if he was ever trying to put it somewhere, I always give him space, and I felt really honored that he was racing me with the same respect. And that was just electric. I hope you were following along because, like, it was a lot of fun, and I had an opportunity to take it with one to go. I didn't know if it was the right strategical move, but I knew my car had more downforce than his. I was beating him into braking zones, beating him through high-speed stuff, and then once we got in the straight line stuff, he was mad rapid. So my hope and heart was like, I had 40-50% left battery, and I was just like, I have an opportunity to take it here. I should get 5-6 tenths through the first sector and a half, and God willing, everything else is good. I burned all of it in that second to last straightaway, burned pretty much everything down, so he couldn't really get a good angle. I made sure I stayed to the outside because he had a really wide arcing final corner to get a good runoff, and so I kind of took that angle away from him. We both were definitely fighting for grip on the rear tires. I almost lost it once or twice, but God, that was so much fun. Ferrari's a great competitor, great guy to race against, and I have a blast anytime we're racing like that. So that was just electric. I'm really proud of myself for not making any mistakes really, and keeping it between the walls and smooth, and saving some tire and saving some ERS, because I knew even though he picked up that damage early, like, he was going to be back. This guy's too good to not be battling at the end of all these races. So it was definitely a chaotic first half, but I'm glad we settled in for that second half for a really fun, exciting race. And again, hats off to Ferrari. I'm sure he's going to beat me most times other than not, so I'll take this one opportunity anywhere I could get in. That was electric. Shout out everybody watching, and I hope we put on a really good show.
Oh, you absolutely did. I mean, it was so fun to watch, and just lap after lap, a two-man dance for the lead, and just fun to see you guys, like you said, just so extremely close, tire to tire. We saw just, I don't know if there's any contact between you two, but man, if there wasn't, there was like a finger in between you guys, just so incredibly close. Very clean racing, no penalties. For you, Mayor, what was it like? Was Sector 1 difficult? I know we saw a lot of issues out there tonight for safety cars.
Yeah, it's a very difficult sector, especially when coming off restarts for like the middle of the pack and the initial start. Like, it gets so narrow so fast. There's not really an opportunity to pass in there at all unless you give somebody a ton of room. Like when Ferrari got me with like 4 to go through there, 3 to go through there, because like I had to give him a ton of space. And outside of that, like there's not really passing. So I knew that was also the most important sector of the track. So I add a little bit more downforce to my setup this week to ensure that I was the best and the smoothest through there and could carry the most speed. And I would let my skill and my very wise usage of the ERS handle all the straightaways, and hopefully, with some DRS as well, like I would be able to hang tight. And then my goal was always to try and pass anybody into turn 1, so that way I could have that first sector to try and build a little gap so they're not right on my butt. So it's a very difficult track. It's a knowing track, not a very fun track, to say the least, but we were going to it. We're all racing on it. It was all the same platform for everybody. Everybody's on an even playing field. And so I just went out and executed, and that's what I had to do. So I wish there weren't as many safety cars. Like, that would have been more fun for it to drag out, but we got an awesome finish again. That's back-to-back years with basically last lap passes and finishes within a second between first and second. So it puts on a good show, as much as everybody kind of hates going there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I'll tell you, I love this track already, but you guys made me love it even more with the battles. So huge congratulations to you for the win tonight, and take that momentum as we head on to Azerbaijan next week.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. Next up, we have Ferrari Nut. We talked about those battles, Ferrari Nut. It has been a while since we've seen you out on track. So first, I want to say it's great to have you back. How does it feel to be out here, and how was your race?
Was pretty good up until I got a little bit of a lack of rear grip and found the wall coming off the onto the back straightaway, and lost my wing. Thankfully, it pulled out a VSC, although that really didn't make a huge difference to anything with all the safety cars. But yeah, that kind of, from that point forward, it was damage control and see if I can get back up there. So there were a few opportunities. I made a few passes and trying really just to not take a ton of risk. Mayer kind of he pretty much spelled it out. I mean, he probably was running more wing than me. Definitely could tell he was a little bit quicker through that first sector, but towards the end there, I think both of our tires were starting to fall off a little bit, maybe overheat. I saw him get really loose out of the banked hairpin 13 one time and almost drop it. Usually when you get sideways there's not usually much opportunity to save it, so he did a good job hanging on to it there. And then he, again, about 3 laps to go, just got a little loose through the first sector and washed out wide, and I cut back under him through the double left-handers. Biggest thing was just to not get on top of some of these curbs and just get skateboarded straight to a wall. There's one in sector 1 that'll do that every time to you if you're not careful, and then another one that'll spin you out really quick right after it. Back into the car was a little bit unsettled. Into turn 1 on the brakes, it was wanting to over-rotate a lot, so I was kind of having to manage that a bit, but no, really fun bit of racing there. I think just the tire, I think there might have been a slight difference in age of tires there because I was on a used set that I used in qualifying.
Oh, wow.
Because of all the safety cars, and I think that maybe made a little bit of difference, but not too much. But it was going to be a situation of if I can just get in front of him enough and run him out of battery, eventually he's going to fall off the back of me because, as he attested to in the straight line, I was taking his lunch money.
But you had an incredible rebound from losing your wing. We saw that on stream. So great comeback and battling for the lead. You got P2 today. It's great points. You won last week. How are you feeling about next week at Azerbaijan?
I have mixed feelings about Baku. It's I like every bit of the track except 8, 9, and 10. I think it's the dumbest set of corners ever put on a Formula One track, but it is what it is.
Noted. All right, well, congratulations to you on a P2. Fantastic battles out there tonight. A ton of fun to watch. You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
All right, Rangers, P3 tonight. Amazing job out there. We saw a lot of battles out there. How was your race? I know I've said it a couple of times. Sector 1 was an issue. What was the most difficult part of the race for you?
Definitely sector 1. I was clearly at a deficit to Tim and Ferrari, so I kind of knew third was probably going to be the best outcome for the night. I could kind of latch on them for a little while, but once my tires kind of fell off, I was really bad through the first sector, and I just couldn't keep up with them. Ferrari kind of rolled up to me in the last couple laps. There wasn't really no point in holding them up. I wasn't going to be able to hold them up at all. So, no, but overall, it was a good race. It was interesting with the strategies, kind of what to do with so many safety cars. But overall, I'll take third.
Absolutely. When you went in, what was your strategy going into the race, and how did it differ from when you came out?
It was definitely soft medium.
Okay.
That was the strategy, but just for some reason after that first safety car, like my tires were just dead. Like I just had no grip for whatever reason, and I was honest got bailed out by the safety car because I was going to start plummeting pretty quick. And after that, JC was super fast. He kept me on my toes there the last 10 or 11 laps, and we were able to pull him a little bit. But I'm happy with third.
All right. One last question. Next week, how do you feel about it?
It's tight course, so I mean, I'm sure there'll be some interesting strategies. I'm sure there'll be a couple safety cars. So,
All right, fair enough. Well, congratulations to you guys. Mayer on the win, Ferrari second, Rangers on the podium here. A fun race, and like I said earlier, I love this track, but the battles that I saw out here tonight and the finish, it only made me love it even more. So if you guys are just tuning in, be sure to check it out. Just battles throughout the field, but man, oh man, the battle for the lead and for the win was absolutely phenomenal. So be sure to rewatch it or watch it if you missed it. Next week, we will be back for Baku. Be sure to tune in. It'll be Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.